Hi, I'm Lewis Bledsoe. The information that I'm about to present is not meant to be depressing or frustrating, but if you stop watching too soon, it will be. Now, if you want to watch something that is intended to ruin your day, just tune into any major network tonight at 7 o'clock, and it'll happen. There was a time, not too many presidents ago, when almost every college graduate had not only multiple interviews, but multiple offers. You could drive through any major city and see thousands of houses under construction. You could see shopping centers and office complexes that were leased before they were finished. You could see full parking lots and restaurants and office buildings and manufacturing facilities and shopping centers. And every downtown skyline was crowded with construction cranes. There was a time when one of the most difficult career decisions that you had to face, particularly if you had a long commute, for example, was do you buy a house closer to work, or do you get a job closer to home, or just get a new car so it's more fun? Banks and financial institutions were competing for a chance to loan you money for a car or a house or to start a new business. And you had to be careful browsing the Sunday paper, that big thick section of job ads. Because you just might see an ad placed by your employer's biggest competitor. You were already considering the possibility of moving anyway. And here's this better job in another city with a competitor, doing the same thing you do right now. More money, more opportunity for growth. But this was going to put you in an awkward situation because you'd have to be very careful. You couldn't breathe a word to anybody at the office because you know the old saying, telephone, telegraph, or tell Joe. You had to make this mysterious 1 or 2 day trip out of town for the interview. And you had this manager, this boss, who'd been around for a while, and he had this instinct, and he had this saying he said to himself. He even said it at a meeting one time. When a man starts thinking about leaving, he's already gone. And he picks the oddest time to make the hand in the bucket of water speech. It's an office meeting, talking about general stuff, and he wraps it up with a big rah-rah motivational thing, and he says, you know, we're a team here. And every great team, if their key player is down, they still press on. They keep on playing, and they play to win. And if you ever wonder how long we would miss you if you left, just stick your hand in a bucket of water, and then pull your hand out and watch the hole in the water. And as long as there's a hole in the water, that's how long we'll miss you. Now this jerk, all you were doing was thinking, and he was looking right at you. How do they do that? But things are so different today. It's not just the idiots that majored in art or political science that don't have a job waiting for them. They weren't expecting one. It's the engineers and the chemists and the biologists and the school teachers that can't find a job when they get out of college. They can't start that great career they've been dreaming about all these years. They move back in with their parents. Drive through that same city today, large or small, and you'll see manufacturing facilities, shopping centers, restaurants, office buildings with empty parking lots and empty office space. And if you have a job right now, there's a good possibility that right this minute your employer is making a decision that will dramatically affect your job. The odds of that are so great that you cannot afford to assume it will never happen. So what's your backup plan, Stan? Save your money, pay off your debts, and learn how to grow your own food? Take a class online or at a community college to get job skills that are more marketable than the ones you have now. Get on Google, try to find yourself an internet business, and work your way onto the mailing lists of the top 20 what they call gurus in the business of selling information, so that every day, sometimes 2 or 3 times a day, you get an email from somebody with the absolute latest, no-brainer, guaranteed way to turn your computer into an ATM machine. No-brainer. Let me tell you something. Those folks have found their no-brainer. It's you. How many of those lists are you on anyway? And maybe it's too late. Maybe the shoe has already dropped. Your industry is down, your company is down, and you are out. You're okay for now, but you're running out of time. You're running out of money. Maybe you've got $250,000, $500,000 saved up. You don't want to take a lot of risks, so you choose a franchise, something that's got a proven track record and a support system. All you have to do is duplicate what's been done elsewhere. And you buy yourself a 18-hour-a-day job with a bunch of employees, a bunch of expenses, and after you get through paying all those people and all those bills, you might have a nice paycheck for yourself. Don't have $250,000, $500,000 for something like that? Maybe with $100,000 you might be able to start a similar operation and copy some things that work from an existing franchise. Or you might carve out an entirely new niche. Do something brand new. All you have to do is get other people to be as passionate about your idea as you are. That's all. And you'll be a great success. A lot of folks have done it. Of course, you can always look for another job, but you try that, it's so depressing. Competition for the jobs that you're interested in is so fierce because the supply of people like you exceeds the demand for people like you, just like office space, retail space, and manufacturing space within 10 miles of your home right now. The supply exceeds the demand. Nobody's moving in. Nobody's hiring you. Don't have $100,000? Have you got 50? Have you got 20? Have you got 2? Could you become a consultant? Do you have skills that certain people would pay good money for if you could find those certain people? Or maybe you're a clever inventor. I am. This is mine. You push this little pump here. This sticks on a piece of glass, like a car windshield, for example, or a window in a home. You can put a light or a microphone or a camera right here. You've got an instant portable support for your photography needs. Gonna make millions. What about this? Every golfer in the world can improve their putting game with one of these. I know a guy who knows the guy that invented it. He has 4,000 of them in his garage. They've been sitting there for a year. But you know, doesn't always turn out that way. I bet you got one of these. I bet you could do what George Foreman did. If you were George Foreman and had the incredible marketing company that he hired to take the George Foreman grill to the marketplace. And what about this? This is great stuff. I use this stuff to lose over 50 pounds. And everywhere I go, I see somebody that could probably use it. But I haven't figured out a pickup line. I see a lady who's 30, 40, 50, 60, 80, 100 pounds overweight. I know this will help her. I just can't come up with what the first words out of my mouth should be. I'm working on it. But let's say you've got a great idea, a great service, and $50,000 or $20,000, $10,000, $2,000. And you want to go to the marketplace with it, but you don't have, at this moment, marketing skills. So you say, well, there's newspaper, there's radio, and there's Google AdWords. They work. You would be absolutely astonished at how fast you can burn through $2,000 in a day. $9,000, $20,000, $50,000. It's absolutely amazing how good advertising companies are at selling advertising and how miserably they fail at delivering a customer to a business. But if you're considering taking action and committing your time, your money, your skills, and more importantly, the time and money to develop new skills for today's marketplace, how do you make the best decision? How do you know what questions to ask? How do you find something that has enough of a track record in the marketplace, that has demonstrated enough success that you can document, that you know you have a reasonable chance of duplicating that success if you duplicate the efforts and the techniques that went into creating that success? How do you find that? Something that will not only give you a return of your money, but a return on your money. But more importantly than that, something that can be up and running, putting money in your bank account faster than you can draw up a business plan, faster than you can negotiate a lease, faster than you can go through a job interview process and maybe a second interview, waiting for the phone to ring, only to get a letter in the mail that doesn't say it, but it reveals that that job was already waiting for the son-in-law of one of the other managers. Faster than that, how do you find such a business? That's a lot of questions. That's enough. The next video will give you some answers. Not all of them. The one after that will give you some more. And you'll have an opportunity to dig here. And you'll reach a point where you can do one of two things. You can eliminate a possibility or take advantage of an opportunity. Stay tuned.